All right, so the next piece of the 6-stage rubric that we're going to talk about right now is adult connections.
And basically what we did was we gave the students access to an engineer that works for a company in the area, and they were able to email them and talk to them, and the engineer was able to try to talk them through some of their problems that they were going through. They didn't get to come in, unfortunately, but we'll talk about that here in a second. So.
And one really cool thing we did with respect to role-playing and excellent staff members to be able to use as resources is when we had our entry event, we acted like it was the 1500s. So we had a scripted letter from medieval times. We both kind of role-played with respect to being giving an announcement to a king, reading it by candlelight in the classroom to really set up the stage with respect to this authentic experience. Because the idea was we wanted the students to believe everything was in the medieval times. They were actually doing a siege. They could only use technology from that time era. Aside from, of course, the research they had to use to find their actual catapult and how to build it. But that was kind of the way to set up the stage for an authentic experience for them. In addition, we had a lot of officials from our school in during the entry event. We had our superintendent, we had our technology coach, we had a bunch of different staff members to be able to experience this entry event for the students so that they could portray their knowledge on whatever they knew about ballistics from their backgrounds.
In addition to that, we really tried to get some experts in. Our engineer couldn't make it in, unfortunately, but we, in the future, really want to improve that, and we want to try to get more engineers in. We want to actually bring an engineer in at the beginning of the project to give a kind of informal talk to them about what engineering is and kind of how that process works and how it looks. And we also want to use more community members as we go through and hopefully even get in a real Renaissance actor to do the entry event, so that it's not just us doing it, but it's somebody that's like a real herald for the king. So we're looking at trying to improve the project any way we can. I think that this is our weakest point, would be how we engage the community and the outside experts, and we really want to improve that so that we have the best project we can have.
And one cool experience we did have to try out this year was we took a few number of students to visit something called a makerspace, which we have just down the road, about 10 minutes away from our high school, to be able to witness all the different tools and materials that possibly we could be using in the future for this very project, just to try to get their ideas around, would it be something they were interested in as students, or is it something that was a little bit too far-fetched with respect to making their catapults. We got a lot of great feedback from the students when we visited that makerspace, saying that, yes, absolutely, like, allow us to use these tools, allow us to be able to learn how to do carpentry and to do welding if necessary, to use the different methods that were used back in medieval times, using a business in our local community.